I wanted to kind of create a shared multiplayer AR experience. And somehow the idea of Street Fighter just kind of popped in my head because it was something that I grew up playing, something that I associated with a lot, and I knew like a lot of people would be able to relate with immediately. I created the project using Unity. Unity is a game development engine which is extremely popular amongst creators, especially and indie game developers. They have an AR Kit package. An AR Kit is Apple's augmented reality package that allows you to essentially place objects into the real world. I had a HoloLens, luckily through my department at NYU, that I could play with. So an AR at that point of time was extremely interesting to me. AR Kit, AR Core hadn't been released, and this was really the first device that you could use to play around with augmented reality. So since I had a HoloLens at hand, I thought I would start experimenting and just trying to figure out how to actually build something for this. I do it mostly out of fun and out of passion, and also as an opportunity to learn something about a space that I'm interested in. AR has this potential of like every trip you take, or everything that you do, or everything that we kind of took for granted could become like a delightful experience in itself.
Kol Halo, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Rachochodash. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Project Bluebeam, anyone? What you just witnessed, in a nutshell, is augmented reality. And we know that all roads lead to the RFID microchip, which is outlined in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 on down. And now it also shows you why shit like Mario and anime and video games and all the merchandise, right? It's not good enough you watch the motherfucking show and movie. Now you gotta buy the fucking keychain. And then you have motherfuckers that associate with these characters. Notice how you saw Mario and Street Fighter, right? Why do you think they're constantly coming out with new games to keep those characters in the people's mind? Why? Because when you take the RFID microchip, you're going to be able to so-called live in an augmented reality, aka Esau, what Esau wants to do. He wants you to create your own wicked carnal hell. You know what I'm saying? And people are going to be so happy. They're going to think to themselves, wow. And that's why they're going to make him their God. Because think about it. Most people aren't going to be able to travel the world. Like shit, carnal people want to do. They want to travel the world. They want to experience shit. Most people are going to be locked into their job and have to decide between eating or paying rent. All right, so what's Esau Edom going to do? He's going to come around in all that chaos, right? And he's going to present you the chip. And he's going to say, here, man, yeah, take the chip and create your own reality. Why Why go to the Bahamas when you could bring the Bahamas to you? And you can even bring Mario and your fucking dog that died 8 years ago. It's all there. They show this shit in The Matrix, man. Part 1, yo. All right. So, there is a news article because that video was just there. So the news article says 6G will hit the market around 2030 amid the expansion of the industrial metaverse. And you just took in a rudimentary form, the so-called metaverse. All right, now focus on how they say 6G. It's like, goddamn, like I didn't even know we was in like barely in 5G. You know what I mean? Like sometimes my phone fuck up and show 3G. Now 6G. Like all these G's are leading up to being able to work and be linked in with the RFID microchip outlined in Revelation chapter 13 verse 16 on down. Now notice how it says 2030. And notice this motherfucking devil, man. Yahushua Shalak Ra'am. Wa Asham. Wa Badiam. Isle. Adawamium. You know what I'm saying? So, the news article is practically in the title. So let's get the scripts. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing. What did the title say there? In 2030, I told y'all to pay attention. What does the word prophet mean? It means to say before. What does it mean to be false? It means you're not real. Put the two together. We know that this is Yahushua HaMashiach speaking, and he was talking about the wicked sect of the Pharisees. But now, being a false prophet has expanded beyond just the wicked sect of Pharisees. Being a false prophet has now expanded to everyone that is not the elect. We're told to beware, or Espanol, cuidado, watch out. How are we watching, man? By lining up with what's going on in this so-called world with the scriptures. Oh shit, a plague just hit. Let's look to the scriptures and see why. Oh shit, they're releasing that. Let's look to the scriptures and see why. Oh shit, our group of a certain tribe of our nation is living in a certain land. Let's find out why they're there. Let's go to the scriptures. So beware of false prophets. How? By going to the scriptures, praying, strengthening your connection to Yahushua Mashiach, using the scripture as a sword and shield and armor, which come to you in sheep's clothing. A sheep is docile. I learned this from Elder Apostle Gabar of Great Millstone. No one's going to be intimidated by a motherfucking sheep. All right, continuing on. But inwardly, they are ravening wolves. Inwardly, they are ravening wolves. Let's look up the slave definition of ravening. Oh, wow, look at that. Likened unto black, right? And we know when you're likened unto black, it means you're void of light. Extremely hungry and hunting for prey, right? They want death. Let's go to Psalm chapter 62, verse 4. All right. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. Who is the him? Who is the they? What is the excellency? The they is talking about Esau, Edom in conjunction with the other nations. How do we know that? Let's go to Psalm 83 and 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation of kings and priests, a nation that is blessed, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. The name of Yasharallah, he Prince Power. That's what the motherfucking other nations are doing. So when they release 6G, when they release this so-called technology, it's to the destruction of the nation of Israel. Because if we don't have a connection to Yahweh Shai, we are like a city with no walls. So going back to Psalm 62 and 4, they only consult to cast him. The him we understand is Yasharallah, our nation, because Israel is a nation, is a people before it's a place. From his excellency, right? Because of all the nations, Yahweh Shai chose Israel. And they can see it, man. Because obviously as a nation, we're like a city that is full of light and the world is full of darkness. You know what I'm saying? You could be they show you this shit in The Hangover, right? Well, okay, maybe not The Hangover, but more like if you've played the game Fallout New Vegas, all right? You could be in the middle of a pitch black desert with no electricity, and then you see lights in the far distance, right? That's what we're like. Where was I? Oh, here we go. They delight in lies, right? That's what Esau Edom does. They wake up, right? And the first thing they do is they want to fuck shit up. Sons of anarchy, the complete opposite of the elect. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Salah. That's self-explanatory. It basically is saying that they're hypocrites. All right, because we know Esau Edom will launch these vain environmental projects and say we need to take care of the world and the environment and all that bullshit, right? Hire niggas like David Suzuki and shit like that, right? But the point is, they are ravening wolves. The shit they come up with will lead to your destruction. And their false prophets this is why they have to be destroyed. Their sin is just so compound. Their iniquity is just so compound. Now it makes sense why that scripture says their sin has reached up until even the heavens, right? Which is a multifold scripture, because you have Edomites going into these their rocket shuttle shit and actually going to the second heaven, man, which we know is space. And we know that an Edomite to the T is wicked. They are the physical embodiment of the spiritual demon Satan. So if you're the physical embodiment of the spiritual demon Satan, you're gonna do demonic shit. That right? But the kicker is Yahweh Shemashai controls Satan. So that goes to show you that all this stuff, yes, we know that Esau Edom has been given the go-ahead to do this shit, but we know that Yahweh Shemashai is the one that gave him the go. Job 41:11. Who shall repayeth me, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Everything under the heaven is mine. So with that, I hope you were edified. Shalom.